summarize what we did today. We built our very own array-based set implementation. Does set stuff based on arrays. And once we got basic functionality, we did a few things to make it better. We added an exception if someone tried to put null in the set. Java sets allow that, but in our case, we threw an exception. Arguably, that's a bad thing to do because it means your set now breaks if you try to add null. But hey, it's just whatever the universe of programmers wants to agree on as good behavior. We then added support for iteration. First we did ugly iteration, then nice iteration. And nice iteration was the for each loop that we know and love from Java. For ugly iteration, that meant creating a private class that had a next and a hasNext method, and giving an external user of our class the ability to somehow get a reference to that object. In our case, we created a method called iterator that returned a reference to one. Then we made our class support nice iteration, and that meant taking our array set and saying that it implements iterable. That done, we then added a toString method. And one danger you might look out for there is using string concatenation, where you say string equals some string plus another. And then lastly, we created an equals method, and we saw that there was a couple of funny things, like if we have null arguments for this object, or if someone gives us something that's not an array set, and we saw that we can use the getClass method to check the class of the object that someone gives us. Now, I will warn you, this can be tempting to try and do funny things with, maybe towards the very end of the course when we're doing our big open-ended project, so be careful about using that in bad ways, but I'll come back to that later. So at this point, we have finished all of the basic Java syntax that we're going to learn in the course, and we will now be turning our attention towards the true meat and the most interesting part of the course, which will be our data structures portion. All right, thanks folks, and I'll see you next time.